Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Moxi Monday. I'm Elizabeth Glass, and I'm so happy to have you here with me today. I do have my contact information showing to you now, so if you ever need to reach me even after this session, feel free to reach me by phone or even by email. So today, I actually just want to cover something that you might have possibly seen come across your inbox within the last couple of weeks. So every now and then, what happens is the platform Moxi, their team, they shoot out an email to you guys, kind of giving you some hints and clues into some of the updates that are happening with Moxi. So today I just want to kind of highlight a couple and break it down so you can kind of see where we're at with each and every one of them. So first and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and flip my screens here. I'm going to jump right into the email that you might have received. So we're excited because we do meet with them all of the time. They take our suggestions, they take other suggestions, but beyond that, they actually work with external programs and platforms that we work with and that realtors ask for to make your experience using the product more efficient and more beneficial. So today, let's look at a couple. So here's a couple. And we're really going to kind of cover each different option inside of Moxi, Engage, Website, and Present. So let's look at what's either here or what's coming to in the near future to this product. So let's talk about the first one. The first one is Moxi Engage. As you know, you might have a lot of clients, and it can be very cumbersome to kind of dig through them, even though we have a filtering option. We are now going to have a new expanded view, and let me go ahead and let's just maximize so you can get a little preview of what it's going to look like here. Let me go ahead and minimize things as much as possible. There we go. So you're going to have a new viewing option. You can either do a collapsed view, which is going to allow you to see multiple people at once, and that way you can just see a lot of people on your screen. But we're now going to have a new expand and collapse button. So if you take your eyes to the top right-hand corner of this screenshot, we have the option that's going to show up here. So where you're usually used to seeing the sort by a name and order button, there's going to be a new option that says collapse and expand when you click on that little button. When you expand it, here's the cool thing. From the basic My People page where everybody shows, you're now not only going to see the name of the person and the group that they're in, you're now going to get a snapshot of recent activity for that person. This is going to be in addition to that activity showing in their individual profile when you click on them, and in addition to it showing as an area within the homepage, the dashboard, I'm sorry, that shows you the activity for a couple people. Now, this is going to show you specifically. So for example, this one right here, Randall Kelly, if you had sent them out a neighborhood newsletter and they had opened it, it would actually showcase that to you right here. So that's a new cool thing that is actually coming, and we should see that by the end of May. So that's the first one, Moxi Engage, new expanded and collapsed view coming the end of May. We are going to go ahead and skip right over that one. All right, so here's the next new cool thing. Now we're going to flip gears and we're going to look at websites. As you guys know, every single property on the market has its own website page within our website. We'll call it a landing page. So basically, if you go into your website now and search for a property, the page that comes up is called a landing page. And what's wonderful about it is, as you guys hear me talk about constantly when I talk about using our platform to market your properties, it actually built in right here some marketing for the agent. So that means that when a client or a sphere or just a general prospect comes to this page, they're funneled to you as the agent versus if they were to go to an external platform like the MLS or Trulia or Zillow, where they can then be filtered out to a different agent, a different brokerage, and different properties. Well, here's what they've done. So this is the same, all of that's the same, so it still filters it to you. The new option, and clearly this is a screenshot, so it's gonna not be as clear for you right now. This area is exactly the same. They can still like the property, hide it, and share it on social media. The new option is this one right here, see similar listings. So what's gonna happen is the tool is intuitive. So using the information for this property, it's going to actually link together like properties just like this one. And when they click on that button, it's going to show them all the properties that are similar. And when they click on those, it will keep them within your website. And then again, just showcase to them your contact information. It's called connective marketing. And we want to make sure people only have access to you. So this is a great opportunity. Now let's take a look and see how they're going to categorize this so that you get a good idea. Basically, what they're going to do is they're going to use your property type, a 10-mile geographic radius. They're going to take a price point within 10%, and they're going to take the bed and bath, so plus or minus, and then that means any other custom tags as well that are currently in use for that search for that property. So that's the criteria that's going to be used to filter out and create the results that show up in that new See Similar listings. So that one's great as well. Let's see, here we go. Let's go up to the next one here. And this one's in process, just so you know. We're going to talk directly with Moxi to see the timeline for our specific rollout. I do know that with Realogy merging with Moxi, it makes the timeline a little bit different. So we want to make sure we have a specific date for you. So that one's coming soon. It is already turned on some brokerages. So we just need to find out when it's going to start for us, if it hasn't already started in your area. Yay, I'm excited about this one. So is JD, Carrie, and Judy, and I. We are happy to have this one come to fruition. It's something that we've been talking to them about for a while. Okay, you have a website, right? You want to brand the website, so you buy a website name, or we call it a domain name. You buy it at GoDaddy, you're ready to go, you've got this great name. Now you have to go through the process of connecting it. And if you do it through Moxi, you just have to wait for them to do it. And if it's done correctly, it could be within a couple of days. Sometimes it's a two-way process. So let me break it down, okay? So it's valuable to have your own website name. For example, if I had, let's say, elizabethglass.com. The reason it's valuable is because every time someone goes to that website, it gives me a positive hit or positive point, we'll call it, to the search engines, meaning Google, Bing, and Yahoo. So what happens is when you Google me or you Google a realtor, it'll show the top results of the most valuable or the most accumulated, they'll call it points, to the search engines. So the more people that visit your website, you get a point. The more people that continuously stay on your website and click to other pages, it increases your value, you get more points. So at the end of the story, I'm just trying to say that utilizing your website just increases your value and makes it showcase higher on page 1 in Google, so that you show up in results when people Google for general things like a realtor. So the benefit here, when you have your own domain name, you're increasing the value of that domain name, not whatever brokerage or whatever platform the company is using. You're increasing your website. So when you buy it, here's two things that can happen. You can, one, go into GoDaddy as an example, and you can have it forward to that website address. So option one, what you normally would do is you would actually go into your GoDaddy account and forward it to let's say the Moxi account, right? So that when you type in elizabethglass.com, it'll make the Moxi site website show up. So that's option one, and it's called you forward it. The option two that we can do, which some of you have done, is what happens is GoDaddy will point what's called name servers. They'll point it to Moxi and then give the rights to that Moxi domain, or that domain name, to Moxi. Then Moxi turn around and they create a connection with the domain. So that one's a two-step process. The first option, which is what we like because it allows you to have a little bit more control up front, that option is done through GoDaddy, and that's just a forward. The second one is a two-part process where Moxi gets the information forwarded to them from GoDaddy. Okay, so that's what I'm focusing on here. When you did that, here's what happened with Moxi, okay? You would go into your website builder, you would go through the process of filling out a form, and those of you who already have done this, you know. Then Moxi would need a couple of days to go behind the scenes, create the name servers, and just so you know, the name server is what is telling the internet what your website is. So it's important for them to take a couple of days to crawl through and do all that behind the scenes work. Then you would wait a couple of days and get that connected. The newest update now, it now allows us, so us site managers in our company, agents, teams, offices, and brokerages, to handle our own domain redirects And then it also gives guidance on updating our record and CNAME. So in total, we will have the opportunity to then do this for you in lieu of Moxi doing it, which is amazing because then we have control over getting it done more efficiently and getting it done in the way that you want and in the timeline you want. So this one's very, very excited. We're very excited to see this one happen. This one is coming soon. I don't have a specific release date on it, but we have been told they're working behind the scenes to get it set up. As soon as our team knows this is ready to go, we are going to let you guys know firsthand. And it's just one less thing you have to go through Moxi support to handle. So that one's an exciting benefit that we now can have control over that and make it happen in a more expeditious manner. Next one. This one is just related again to website, but this is going to be more for admin use. So those that are ASCs. I want to find out what level of admin it is. So we'll see if it's specific admin or if it's going to be more like company-wide admin. But basically, it's just a different way to showcase offices or agents on the website. So the way it is now, it's fine. I actually think it's perfectly functioning well. It looks nice, but this is just going to give some more visual templates. That's it. Nothing extra new. It's just templates and textiles to showcase either an office or an agent in a different way. So it's nothing that an agent is going to do to manipulate their website. It's more so just a general search tool for the admins to put into function. Next. Okay, so this one is also very, very nice. We just now launched this one. We have it. It's on. We just did a Moxi Monday on it. So this is going to be connected to Moxi Present, which is your presentation tool for listings, buyings, buyer tours, etc. So this particular one allows you to, instead of a general CMA, like for an example, if I was a potential seller, you would go into Moxi and do a comparative market analysis using a listing presentation. So that's still in existence, but now we have a new option. If you have sold my home, or I'm sorry, now I've bought a new home from you, I want to know what my value is next year and the year after that and the year after that compared to the current market, right? So here's what this does. It actually lets you do a property review for your existing clients. And the great news is there's nothing new to learn. It's just when you go in and select your presentation type, it will now have a new option showcase for you in addition to listing, buyer tour, and buyer and seller. It's going to be called default property review. So again, it's the same exact workflow. You do it the same way as you make the presentation. So there's no new learning curve here. It's just the data is going to showcase their market value compared to the market as of then. Good news is we just had a training on this. So if all of you can jump to the chat box very quickly, I now have a YouTube URL for that training right in the YouTube box, right in the chat box. So please take a few minutes here. I'm going to give you guys a second, and I would love for you to copy that, paste it into an email, or open a new URL internet browser and go ahead and post session today. Take a quick little review of that because it's super simple and quick. And what you can do with this, for your agents, you guys can go in and consider this your yearly connective drip campaign. You want to stay in connection. They may not sell in a year, but guess what? 2 years is a very common standpoint. 2 to 5 years is a very common standpoint for people to want to be considering moving again. And this is a positive way for you to stay connected and not feel like you're bugging anyone and giving them true valuable information. And what it can do as well, if they're in a market where they like their house, but you show them this information of their value, maybe it's an amazing time to sell. You might actually just see that they might be more prompted to go ahead and list with you again versus waiting 4 to 5 years without that information coming to them with their property information. So again, that link is in the chat bar. If you're watching this session from YouTube post class, I'll put it in the comments as well below the video. So that one's a great one. So you've got that one up and running. It's ready to go. Okay. Now this one is actually nice as well. This one is going to be coming this summer. Okay. So I believe in here, I think it said somewhere early summer. Yes, early summer. This one is also going to be relevant to buyer tours. Okay. So as you know, if you've been using Moxi Present for a buyer tour, let me explain the difference between that and a buyer presentation. So a buyer presentation, if I was your buyer, what it would do for me is it would actually showcase the different houses that are in likeness to the type I'm looking to buy. It compares them like a comparative market analysis so that I can then look at 10 houses side by side and look at each one. And then of those 10, I can then filter down and choose which ones I'm more interested in. So buyer's presentation helps them narrow down the properties. It connects to your website, just so you guys know, so that you're getting all the hits for your positive views on your search engine optimization, but it just narrows it down. Now, what a buyer tour does is when that person has, let's say now 2 to 3 houses narrowed down, when you create a buyer tour, it literally takes those couple of houses and it actually lists them side by side. So now they can just see the comparative analysis between those particular properties. But the beauty is then it will then literally navigate you and them from property A to property B to property C. It will actually map it out for you in the best way for directions. It also connects to Google Maps. So you literally can be using this from your phone and it can navigate you from one property to the next. If you guys can see in here, it's not just a navigation tool. Let me go ahead and expand in just a minute. And what it also does in addition to navigating you is it does, like I said, showcase side by side. So when I'm looking at 3 properties and I'm viewing one, literally what I've done so many times with people is I have this app up and so do they. We look at the first property from the driveway, right? So you're there. That way you get all the fresh information. Then you get back in the car and then it takes you to property B. You look at that information when you get in the driveway, property C. So that way you're getting real life data. Now, all this information's in their house, in their property, or I'm sorry, in their mind. When they go home later, they're going to have that realization that they can jump right back in and get a review and a reminder of those particular things. So now here is the benefit, okay? So this is the addition. You already have all this. That's running, that's going. Please jump in and start using that right away if you don't already. What has now been added, okay, there's going to be a new module to the listing details that shows scheduled visit times, in addition to public open house times and virtual open house times. So it's now going to be connected as well. It's all through the MLS, so it's going to be live information here. But in addition to all the property data for the houses they're about to go walk through, in addition to navigating from property 1 to property 2 to property 3, it now is going to show you the scheduled visit times, public house open times, virtual open house times as well. So this way it allows you to share them with your clients inside of Moxi Present and line that up alongside open house times as well. So just more functionality and more organization for you as the realtor as well. So that one's pretty neat and exciting. Okay, so here we go. That one again is early this summer. Now, this one, you guys might recognize this name. So if you haven't heard already, Moxi is like rocking the world today, merging with everybody, buying people up, building a better platform. Well, they have bought Active Pipe. Active Pipe, for those of you who are unaware, is a drip campaign, sphere-based newsletter platform where currently agents, I already know in our offices, some of them are already using it. And basically, when you subscribe or pay for it, the agent's been doing it with their pocket. You actually can jump in and access templates and newsletters, and it allows you to then upload your contacts and then have a active sphere-based marketing process happen for you. Now, the difference with this is now that Moxi has purchased them, it's connecting. They're hard at work merging the teams, building things and working the sites up, building out the platform. The benefit to the agents is that instead of going to Active Pipe separately, and obviously it was a different competing platform than others, so you would have had to upload your contacts into that separately. Now, when they merge the platform together, it's still a separate platform, but just know within Moxi, it would then become a tab, just like you guys see right here, okay? So it will become a tab in here. It's going to be an SSO plugging you in right away, taking you into Active Pipe. Then what will also happen is your contacts that are in Engage are going to be accessible to be used in ActivePipe. So for this one, just so you know that we are in communication with them and discussion with them. So there isn't a proposed timeline and rollout for this yet, but just knowing that the activity has happened and now we are officially allowed to say that they purchased it, that's exciting enough on its own. Again, it's one more opportunity for you guys to have a tool to choose from, because there are different marketing platforms. You might have the opportunity to use one more than the other. It just depends, but the difference would be is that with them being provided with ActivePipe, we wouldn't have to extend a cost to you as the realtor. So that one's pretty exciting there. So that's it as far as the updates, quite a bit. There are more even beyond this that we're kind of getting excited about as Realogy is kind of stepping in with Moxi, and we're implementing great systems of use and product tools. So that's where I'm going to stop as far as updates. I am going to jump into the chat box because I do see a couple. So let's take a peek and see what this says here. I want to go through the public messages and also the private. So let me ask this question. It says, quick question. What about all of the CB Realty templates and cool modules that are available to CB, not us yet? Could you elaborate a little bit more on that? Is that from Sean? I think so. Actually, no, I'm not sure who that one was from in here. Could you elaborate on that specific question? But to clarify, just so you guys know, you know what's going to happen with ActivePipe. Right now, when you go to Engage, you're going to click on it and then it gives you a couple of options. You know, this is your CRM, your client relationship management tool. So you know it's where your people live. But what happens right now is we have campaigns set up right here, and those are pre-built. ActivePipe eventually will actually replace campaigns. So I think the functionality of the tab is it might be, and you might click Engage, and then I believe it might show up here, and then you would click on it here. So that would become your content. And here's the thing, Coldwell Banker, just to clarify as well, there's brand content that they have said is going to filter down and pipe into some of our systems, but a lot of them haven't done so yet. It's just the timeline right now is they're actually working on multi-layers of things. They're actually rolling out Moxi to all Coldwell Banker brands. We had a head start. We had a year in advance, so we're rocking and rolling, but they're also in the middle of literally implementing all the realtors in Coldwell Banker around the world at this time. So we're going to get a better timeline from them as time comes on, but that's a great start. And I don't think it'll be too long. Next question. Can you tell me where we can find this Moxi Monday recording? I had some technical issues, so I missed half. Perfect. I will tell you that very easily. This and all recordings that we do that are company-wide, if you go to schmidtresources.com, it's going to load to you our company platform. From there, you're then going to just choose your specific region. Now, all of these are going to have the same capabilities and components, except some things are more regional based. So just go to your region. Then you're going to scroll down and go to the video and social media tab. Then you're going to do the Schmidt video classroom. So let's do that one more time. For those of you who have seen this a million times, I apologize, but I just want to just be clear for those who are newer as well. So I clicked on my region. I just went to schmidtresources.com. I clicked on my region. Then I went to the video and social media tab because it's our video content, and then go to the Schmidt video classroom. We've created a YouTube channel, which you will see is Schmidt Video Classroom. When you get here, please hit subscribe. Then it will email them the new videos that we have to you, and you'll be in front of our current content. Now, what you'll see is we have a little tab here called playlists. That means we've categorized training based off the type. So if you wanted to just specifically learn about testimonial tree, all the training videos we've done is included here by clicking on this. But today is Moxi Monday. So if you can see here, I have a Moxi Monday tab that's clickable.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome.
There we go. So I'm going to pause that. And now if you take your eyes to the right, in addition to the one that you selected, we have all of these videos right here. So you could actually scroll down and see all the Moxi Monday videos we've done. Now, if you want to be super specific, like today, I'll call today Moxi Updates. What I would recommend then is actually from within the homepage of our channel. Right here, there is a magnifying glass. Let's do our little cheat. In the event that I name this Moxi Updates, you're just going to be able to come in here and type that in, and you're going to hit that little magnifying glass. And then anything that is connected or relevant to these words will show up for you. So as an example, if I do one that we've done previously, and I do Engage 201, you'll see that even though we have a lot of videos, this is actually just filtering out and giving me just the Engage 201. So yes, we have a lot of great content. We've got a lot of videos, but this helps you narrow down finding what you want and when you want it. Perfect. And I appreciate that question. Thank you so much. We do have new people coming all the time and people connecting in. I don't want to just assume everybody knows where everything is. So I thank you for that. Okay, so the update to the question is somebody watched a training on Moxi by Coldwell Banker, so that's just the brand, and they have more page templates. So if you're referring to within Moxi Present, their content is a little bit different. As far as page content and present, when you go into the presentation types and you create, let's say, a seller presentation, we do have a library inside of our present tool that does offer all of the Coldwell Banker template pages for present. So they are available. They're just not a presentation type, but they are available within present. If you want to learn more about that, go ahead and click on the magnifying glass, and then you can just type in, let's call it present. I think that would probably be in Present 101. Moxi Present 101, and you can look that up as well. So if that's what you're referring to, the template pages within Present, they're available. They're just in a library section to add to your thing. And then for the update, it says for website page templates. So Coldwell Banker brand content for Moxi is going to be different than ours. But as far as the templates that are offered by Moxi, those are all within our Moxi tool already. For the brand, I gotta mute somebody. Sorry for that. 1 second. But for the brand, we have what is currently available to franchises.
I was doing the Moxi Monday real quick.
That let me do it real quick for you guys. There we go. Mute all. There we go. Sorry about that. So that's a great question. So we have the content that is available to us for franchises. And then as updates are coming from Realogy through the brand, they will be updated within our systems in the timeline that they have. Again, we don't have any timelines for when things are going to happen for something like content like that. But as far as Moxi, as far as engaging campaigns is concerned, we are going to have the updated content within Active Pipe as well that the brand will have as well. Let's see here. So it says, if Active Pipe will replace campaign at a cost, there will no longer be a free. So there's no cost to you. So let's compare the difference there. There's no cost to you as a realtor for Active Pipe because it will be complimentary to you. So it's just one more brand benefit from working with our company. Great question. So you won't have to deal with any extra costs or anything like that. So I think I have all of the questions answered. If I miss some direct messages, please shoot me an email or give me a call right after today's session. But as always, we're excited to continuously work with Moxi because their ears are open, which is the opposite of so many different websites and different pages and companies that I've worked with in the past. So we're excited to have more roll out to you. And then we'll keep you posted on when these updates are in play. And for example, when they actually do roll out, let's say this one, we're going to do a Moxi Monday on it and specifically show you just this one, et cetera, like we've done for the previous past ones as well. We'll just make sure it's all working and good to go. On that note, I think we're good to wrap up today. I appreciate all the questions and obviously any comments that you guys tell us, just so you know, we bring those to the table and we are not shy when it comes to saying the things we are interested in. And Moxi cannot flip things around and give us something in a month. There's programming, there's an intense amount of HTML. Like it's an incredible amount of work and time spent on not only developing a platform program option, but if it's working with an external company, there's an entire different level of merging capabilities and seeing components work and conflict. So they're working so hard behind the scenes, and there's a lot of great positivity that's already come and more coming, and we will be seeing more templates as well down the line when they get filtered through Realogy and Moxi. On that note, I appreciate all of your time today. Thank you so very, very much. Again, we have training every week, Wednesdays and Thursdays in relevance to Moxi. So check your local regional calendar, join us with those. And then as always, we'll be here each and every Monday. Thank you guys so much. You have a blessed morning and a blessed rest of your week. Thank you guys. Bye.